All right, I want to share with you the results of a campaign that recently did 628% ROI that we ran with ads across Facebook, Google, and YouTube. There's a lot of great lessons that can be learned from this particular campaign, and they revolve around the big questions that people have of me when they come to me and they're looking for help with being able to scale and keep things profitable at ROIs like this level. All right, so what I'm going to do is walk you through the entirety of the process that I've put together that allows us to consistently replicate these types of results in our clients' accounts, and we've been doing this year in and year out since 2013. Right, so let's first off go through the stats so you understand where this 628% ROI came from. So pretty straightforward. We had $157,002 in revenue that were generated from in this business from the ad campaigns for that month, and that was on a $21,546.05 ad spend. So if you do the math on that, it comes out to a 628% ROI. Right? So what are the elements that go into a campaign that produces this kind of result? There's really three success elements. And before I get into all three of those, I want to share a couple of things that are going to lead you into this. And both of these pieces of information come from the great Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy is the person that I learned direct response marketing from way back in my insurance agency. I stumbled across his book, The Ultimate Sales Letter, in 2005. And his philosophies and ideas have shaped a lot of my business and my marketing that I've done over the years. And I credit a lot to Dan. Now, Dan has this saying that you really need to understand. And it goes, it's the offer, stupid. All right, now it's a little bit crass, but it hammers home the point, because where most people fall short with understanding their advertising is they do all this stuff with technical things and funnels and ad copy and Facebook this and Google that, but they don't put much attention into the offer. And then when they run ads and it's not really profitable, or it's not profitable at all, they wonder why. And I've consulted with thousands of business owners over the years now. We've helped hundreds in our agency, thousands in our training programs, and very few people pay much attention to the offer. And this is like the most important piece, is the offer. So if your stuff isn't converting and you're not getting high ROIs, you more than likely have a problem with your offer, not anything else that goes into the success equation. But that success element, this is why this is number one on there, is your offer. Your offer is the most important piece to getting to that 628% ROI. And I'm going to talk about in a little bit how I go about creating offers that generate this kind of ROI. Now, the second thing here has to do with this little triangle. This is also Dan's thing, and he calls this the results marketing, and I'm going to abbreviate that, triangle. Okay? And now Dan wrote this back in the 70s, I believe, late 70s, early 80s, and he was all about direct mail, and that was the primary marketing channel back then. And so this was an illustration he used to explain how you get results with your marketing. And it's about getting your message to your market, to your media match right. Now, in this case, because he was doing buying on lists and TV and stuff like that, this was like the right mailing list, snail mail list, or the right TV channel, for example. That's what they meant by the media, okay? And then the market, you had to get all your demographics right for your offer, okay? And then that would help drive what media they're going to be on, where you're going to find that audience, okay? Then you had to get your message right in all those different areas. Now, we live in a day and time where we don't actually need all of this triangle. These three elements go into play, but this actually gets taken care of for us by places like Facebook, because they've got the pixel and we can narrowly target basically any market on Facebook. You can do it in a variety of different ways, custom audiences, their internal targeting, all sorts of stuff that wasn't available. We can get to basically any market on Facebook unless it's prohibited, right? And that's the same thing with the media, because that's the media is Facebook. So we can actually take out both of these legs of the triangle with just advertising on Facebook, which means all we gotta do is get the message right, okay? Now this message is two things. It's the copy that we use in our ads and our funnel and all that, and it's our offer because the offer is part of our message, all right? So the third piece here to the success element is your message, all right? How are you conveying, this is the third piece, sorry, the second piece is the conversion process, right? And that's the process that you take people through to get them from clicking on your ad to buying. And I'm gonna go through our process right here, which I've mapped out for you. And then the third piece is getting that message right. How in your entire conversion process, from your ad to your landing page, to your offer, to your order forms, and everything that you do along with that, how are you conveying that message to them in a clear, beneficial, and persuasive manner? Right? Those are the parts that need to be included in your message. Clarity. Clarity trumps everything. It needs to clearly describe the benefits and be persuasive at the same time, right? If we get these three elements right, that's how we then produce ROI at these kinds of numbers, or better in some cases, and do it consistently, month in, month out, year in, year out. This is what it's all about. This never changes. This has nothing to do with algorithms or anything like that. This is human psychology and what we're offering people. Okay? If the thing that we have to offer, our product or our service, whatever that is, if we can explain that with a message that shows how it will give people what they're looking for, and the cost of it is less than the cost of doing nothing or anything else, then that's how we make sales. And the better we get at that, the higher our ROI gets. So we really need to focus on that stuff. All right, so now what I want to do is take you through an example of my conversion process, and I'm going to walk you through how I came up with the offer and how I came up with the message to walk people through all this stuff. Right? We're going to do it in just a couple minutes. So these boxes here represent my conversion process, number 2, or my funnel. And it also represents the advertising strategy that I take people through in order to convert my ideal customers and get this 628% ROI. This is the exact funnel that produced these results right here, okay? So it starts with an ad that goes out to cold traffic on the front end, and we drive people to a lead magnet opt-in page, right? So they're opting in for some kind of lead magnet. When they do that, we drop them into our autoresponder sequence. We're using Infusionsoft for our CRM. And that triggers off an automated email sequence that sends our non-buyers back to the offer, right? Because some people come right through and buy, the majority don't. So we use this email sequence to drive people back here and pick up extra sales. We convert roughly 3.5% of all of our leads into a buyer, and that's at a $495 price point using this process, right? Now, the people that hit this page and don't buy, we're dropping them onto a retargeting audience, and we're doing that across Facebook, Google, Instagram, and YouTube. And they start receiving ads that drive them back to the order form. That picks up more of these sales right here. So that's all part of the advertising strategy. So when they go from the offer, they click over to an order form. And then from the order form, when they complete that, they receive a page where we offer a consultation call, and they can apply for this. And it's getting positioned as being a free call for them. Normally it's $500, but because they bought our $500 product, we're giving them the call for free. And then they get to go schedule into an online calendar after they successfully complete that application. And then our team contacts them, and we sell our back-end services, which are what allows us to drive up that revenue and produce these kinds of ROIs. So that's our conversion process. Now, how did we come up with the offer? Well, there's multiple offers that are being made here. So that's why we need to segment this stuff a little bit. So you technically have an offer with your lead magnet. You technically have an offer with whatever product or service you're promoting there. And then you technically have some more offers back here. All right. Now, let's start with the end goal in mind. All right. So if my end conversion piece, the offer is to get people on a call because I want to try to see if they're a good fit for some of my higher ticket services, which many businesses have that, then my offer here needs to clearly, beneficially, and persuasively sell this call, right? Now, I know that there's a lot of people in my market that are very confused about all of this stuff and they don't know how to apply it to their own specific situation. That's where the problems come in with a lot of trainings and stuff like that, because everybody's business is different and there's 1,000,001 different circumstances that could make how you do something different in your business, or you may need to tweak it a bit to make it work for your particular business. So I know there's a lot of people that have problems with that. So we offer the call here because that's a way we can legitimately help people and then make offers to the right fit people for our agency services. So if we get somebody on this call and we find out that they really could use somebody to run their ads for them, then we'll make an offer for that. Okay? But the offer on the actual page is to get on the call. And so I'm selling this call and I'm selling the benefits of what they're going to get on this call in this page right here. That's how I come up with the message for the page, is I understand what are the problems that they have, how can this call solve them, and then I clearly explain that stuff in a beneficial and persuasive way that makes the majority of people want to take me up on this call. You know, we get roughly 50% of our people who buy the product will take me up on this call. Okay? Now from there, this offer right here, what I'm actually selling, this is entirely based off what my customers and what the market is telling me they're looking for. So I come up with my offer based on solving the problems that people have. Now, the cool thing is with markets is they shift over time and those problems shift. In the early stages of Facebook stuff, it was all about learning how to do Facebook ads. Now that's really not something that the majority of the market needs. The majority of the market needs now how to optimize and scale and do more stuff to get better conversions. They already know how to create the ads and put the stuff together, right? They need more advanced things now because the market has shifted. You know, the majority of people that are in that space are more sophisticated now. That's what happens. So with our offers, what we can do is we can oftentimes just find ways that our product or service can fulfill a current need. That's all I do with my product is I find out what the current need is, and then I show how my product is going to give people the solution to the current needs that they have, right? And that's how I come up with this offer. And it's all framed then around what are those issues and how does it help them solve that in a clear, beneficial, and persuasive manner. And then I price my stuff so that it is a no-brainer offer so that they just can't help but take me up on it because I want to provide value. That's what makes customers happy. That's what keeps people working with you long term, right? And I know if they're happy here, they're going to probably be happy here. They're going to want to work with me on a deeper level. Right now, how do you come up with the offer for your lead magnet? Well, there's a couple things that you can do. In this particular instance, what I did was my offer has a lot of components to it. So I pulled out one of the components of the offer and I made that my lead magnet. So it became a tease, right? And what I did was I used a unique mechanism. And in this particular funnel, that unique mechanism is my playbook. And many of you watching this may have responded to these ads. And so I pulled out the playbook, which is part of this offer, and I created ads around how the playbook helps people to be able to get the solutions that they're looking for. And then I made an offer for them to come over to my landing page to learn how they can get a copy of the playbook. And then on the landing page, we explain how you can get a copy of the playbook, and then they opt in and they go over to the offer. Okay? So I want to lead people from the end goal in mind all the way back, and I look at how can I sequence all of this stuff so all of the thoughts make sense, all of the message is clear, all the authors tie together, and it fits into the conversion process. When we do all of that stuff, that's how we create ads that get 628% ROI or more. So go ahead and put all that stuff in your business. I hope you found this useful. Let me know in the comments below any questions that you have, any way that we can talk about applying it to your specific situation. This video is here to help you. This page is here to help you. So I'm looking forward to doing that. To the victor belong the spoils. This is Jason Horan.